Hey folks, I told Maria I'd get back to her yesterday and I didn't get home till about 10:30 last night from work because I'm traveling to Washington, D.C. today. I'm actually at my daughter's house in Billings, heading on the way to the airport to fly to Washington, D.C. So, wanted to give a little quick one here before I go jump on. I got to have my glasses on here so I can read the notes. I'd spent an hour and a half yesterday actually preparing a response here, which is like 6 pages handwritten for just to start talking about some of this stuff. And I think Maria's sharing with us is going to give us an opportunity to help everybody because she's asking questions and has concerns that we're all going to have and at times. She principally said, as you saw in her post yesterday in the club there, that what is she doing wrong? That's what she asked, because she's not losing his weight as fast as she'd like or whatnot. So I'm gonna from there I'm gonna be talking to everybody, no longer just to her. So I think there's a lot of things, a lot of answers, and you got to get information first before you're going to ever try to give advice to someone. And I'd say as a seminal issue, the number one reason that most people fail to lose weight on a ketogenic diet, or just stall out or give up and quit or whatever, is because they basically run out. I mean, they don't keep track of anything. Okay, so as a seminal issue, the first thing that everyone needs to do is track everything they put in their mouth. Okay, besides stopping eating sugars and stopping eating, all the garbage and junk food and high carb stuff that we know isn't really good for us. Well, that's the first thing to do. The second thing to do is to clean out your refrigerator, your whole pantry, your kitchen. Just get all this garbage out of your life so you're not tempted every time you're in there looking around. And then you need to get a methodology for being able to track everything you put in your body, because you can say that I'm eating, Rob, I'm eating, everything I eat is keto friendly. It's keto friendly food, and why am I not losing weight? And I'm like, well, there's about 15 different possibilities right off the bat. My first question would be, to be able to help even begin to analyze it, would be, well, what are you eating, and how much are you eating of each of those, and what are your goals, and what is your current situation, your health and your weight, and are you diabetic? And you could eat everything right but eat it at the wrong times, or you could eat everything right and eat way too much of it, and you're not going to lose weight even if you're in ketosis. And most people don't even know what ketosis is. So I made that video yesterday, a 7 or 8 minute one you guys should look at, and you may have to look at it. That's boiled down from a lot of work, so it's dense, and unless you're a lot smarter than I am, you're going to need to watch that a lot of times. So the first thing to do is, in the way that we found to do this, and we were advised to do this by a lady that wrote the Code Red diet or something like that. It was she's a trainer, Christy Nickel, and in her book she recommended using an application for a phone, a smart app called Lose It, and that's the one we just used because she recommended it, and we started using it, Andy and I, right away, and it worked real well. So I can recommend it as well. Now there's lots of them out there. I bought the premium version because you need it to be able to track net carbs and whatever, and we'll get into that on another tape. But the bottom line is this: you will be very surprised, probably, if you've never done so. And even if you have, you're trying to do a ketogenic diet now, track everything you put in your mouth. You'll be amazed at how much, what we call carb creep, where I thought I was only eating this, but you're actually eating 2 or 3 or 4 times that much in terms of whatever macro you want to say. A macro meaning, there's 3 main nutrients, or 3 main categories that all foods fall into. They're either fat, protein, or carbohydrate. So you need to have a balance of those. You can't just say, I'm not going to eat any carbs, 0 carbs. But then you eat, 3 times more protein or 3 times more fat than your body needs every day to maintain itself, even when you're in ketosis. Because the extra amount that's not used is going to be stored. So you won't lose weight. It'll frustrate you. Getting an app like that and then setting it up will be very educational for you. And it will cause you to decide what your goals are going to be. It'll make you think about how much weight you want to lose and what your target weight might be. It'll make you make rations for yourself for a daily amount of calories, like 1,400. I did 1,160 calories a day for 4 months, 5 months. And then it'll make you decide what percentages of of your calories each day are going to come from each of the macros. So how many, what percentage of your calories are going to be from carbohydrates? It should be no more than 5% if you want to lose weight on a ketogenic diet. If you want to lose, what percentage of your calories every day should be from protein? Well, there's all kinds of answers. Typically between 20 and 30% is what most recommend. And then that leaves fat, which you might, consider doing less than what is normally recommended for a ketogenic diet if you intend to lose weight more rapidly, which is what I wanted to do. So 70% would be normal. So your macros would normally be 5% carbohydrate, 25% protein, and the other 70% in fat of the distribution of where your calories come from each day. And by doing that, you can kind of start backwards. So if you say I'm going to start with 1,400 or 1,500 or 1,200 calories a day, whatever you want to do, and you can do a little research on that to determine it. But typically, I'd say between 1,100 and 1,400 would be appropriate for a ketogenic diet weight loss program phase for almost anybody. Okay, now check it out for yourself. Do some homework. It's easy to do the whole diet and to lose weight if you learn a little bit. It's just like anything. You're going to have to actually go and do some homework and learn it. This is like learning a new language or a new sport or anything else. So you got to invest the time in it. I'm making it easy for you, and there's a lot of other people have as well online. So you want to get set up on this app, and then everything you eat, every teaspoon of sugar, every teaspoon of butter, every tablespoon of this, every tablespoon of oil you use for either cooking or putting on your salads or whatever, you have to weigh it, measure it, and then log it. And it'll be a very educational experience. And once you do that, then as you learn from doing so, you'll become very educated about nutrition in general, like I did as well. But then you'll have something to compare to. So if you're not losing weight after a week or 2 or 3 weeks like that, and you have those numbers, then you can tell them to me or somebody else, and I could probably say, well, I see your problem. You're eating 3 times as much protein as you should be eating, and that's not going to allow you to lose weight, even if you are in ketosis. Or you're eating too many carbs, and therefore you're not in ketosis more than likely, which you can test or not test whether you want to do that or not with a blood meter or urine strips, whatever. We'll talk about that again, too. So get an app and start using it. Whether it's a free one, you pay for a premium one, $29 a year, big deal. That's what I pay for to lose it. In fact, I bought the lifetime one offer they made. So that's absolutely critical. I don't know of anybody that can do this intelligently or successfully and learn much from it unless they're just plain lucky. It's not going to work if you don't track and measure everything you're eating, especially in the first few months. And I haven't logged any food into my Lose It. I did it every day for over 4 months, almost 5 months, and I haven't even opened my Lose It app other than to log my weight, my daily weigh-in over 8 or 10 days, and I've still lost another pound. So it's you become educated once you've done it for 4 or 5 months, and you don't have to necessarily log it, but you just naturally follow the program and you know your limits and what's good or bad. But until you get there, which I did every day, 3-4 times a day, whatever, every meal, every snack, anything, including whatever I put in my coffee, whatever, do it religiously for 4 months or 3 months or 5 months or whatever it takes you, and you'll become your own coach and expert. I want to teach you guys how to fish, not feed you fish. Okay, so that's why I don't like to respond to one more thing Maria had asked or said. She said that she likes having done for her meal plans and recipes and diets and even shopping lists. Well, that's great, but even though I understand the allure of that, the simplicity and the convenience, the truth is it'll prevent you from ever learning the system yourself, and you're dependent then on whether or not those recipes are even healthy or accurate or going to encourage you to lose weight or not, or enable you to. You don't know. And now, so you're asking the question, what am I doing wrong? Well, you don't have any framework for answering the question based on what you told me, because you haven't gone and done these basics. And that'll allow you to coach yourself. Okay? All right, I got to run to the airport. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later.